All right, everybody, we're super last minute with these, but we're going to get them out anyway. The Money in the Bank 2023 predictions for tonight, where the Money in the Bank takes place at an early 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Different start time from what we're normally used to because it's taking place over on the other side of the pond in London, England. So we're going to get this started quick, fast, and rapid fire predictions. So let's kick it off with the first match. Alright, first up for the Women's Tag Team Championships. We're not going to take very long on this match. You have the champions in Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey after Ronda Rousey recently made her return to the WWE, defending against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I don't see any way that Ronda Rousey and Shayna lose the titles here. The Women's Tag Team Championships don't really mean anything in a grand storyline scheme of things. I guess they did when Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, or Lita and Trish Stratus, and that whole story that took place, happened. But right now, they don't really mean anything. And at the end of the day, I think that we're going to have to go with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler to retain the Tag Team Championships and move on to the next match. So give me Ann Still, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Alright, I'm actually excited to talk about this match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. You have the champion in Gunther, the Ring General, defending the title against Matt Riddle. And the question is Randy Orton going to return at Money in the Bank? We've heard a lot of rumors, a lot of rumblings that Randy Orton is cleared and he's making his way back to the WWE after we thought that his career was over. So if Randy Orton returns, does he return and help Matt Riddle win the title off of Gunther? Does he return and cost Matt Riddle this match and become a full-fledged heel and go in to battle Matt Riddle potentially at SummerSlam? I don't know, but I'm not going to put Randy Orton into the full predictions, but I could definitely see him showing up. It wouldn't surprise me if he makes his return here at Money in the Bank, but I'm going to say that they pushed that off and it doesn't happen quite yet, but I think this match is going to be great. It's going to be a stiff shoot fight style of match, which is, Gunther's specialty and Matt Riddle's specialty, and I think these guys are going to tear the house down from start to finish. I expect it to go at least 15 minutes in terms of a really solid, technical, brutal shoot fight style of match. But at the end of the day, I don't see any way that Gunther loses the title here. I think it would be a good shock moment and a good shock value to have Matt Riddle win the Intercontinental Championship. But at the end of the day, I just don't see it. So give me Gunther to retain, still the Intercontinental Champion, and defeat Matt Riddle in a great match at Money in the Bank. Alright, and up next is a match and a feud that I don't think anybody would have expected, with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes during this whole elongated and way too long of a feud with Brock Lesnar, taking on Dominic Mysterio, the member of the Judgment Day. Mysterio and Rhodes, I think they're going to have a good match. I'm not going to say I think this match is not going to be good, that I don't think it's going to deliver, but at the end of the day, I just don't see a reason why these two men are going to go up against each other, and I think this all is going to lead, unfortunately, to another match between Cody and Lesnar at SummerSlam. I almost said Survivor Series, but I think this is really just going to lead to Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, and for that to happen, I feel like the only way that happens is with Brock Lesnar costing Cody Rhodes the match tonight, and then having Dominic Mysterio pick up the victory. I think it would be good for Dominic Mysterio. It might hurt Cody Rhodes a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think his only destination right now is to get to WrestleMania to challenge Roman Reigns, even though I'm not really a huge fan of him challenging a year later after he just won the Rumble this last year. But it is what it is. I think at the end of the day, this all roads lead to Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar is going to cost Cody Rhodes this match, hit an F5 or hit him with a foreign object or something, and then allow Dominic Mysterio to pick up the cheap heel victory 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. So my pick is going to be Dominic Mysterio to defeat Cody Rhodes with the help of Brock Lesnar. I'm not excited about this match. I just don't see a reason why this is taking place, but I expect them to put on a good in-ring performance. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Judgment Day member in Dominic Mysterio to defeat Cody Rhodes with the help of Brock Lesnar. Alright, up next is the first of two Money in the Bank matches, with the Women's Money in the Bank match with a pretty interesting lineup. You've got a mix of current stars, future stars, and legends, and I would say that this is the most interesting lineup that they've done for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. But you've got Io Sky, Trish Stratus, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Zelina Vega, and Becky Lynch. I think you can take two people out of this match for winners, and that's Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. Just going off the fact that they had that storyline where they were going after the Women's Tag Team Championships and then the whole thing with Lita, I think you can take 2 out of the 4 out. So take out Trish Stratus, take out Becky Lynch. So that leaves you with Zoe Stark, Io Sky, Bayley, and Zelina Vega. I think next you take out Bayley. I don't see any reason why she needs to become a Women's Money in the Bank winner again. I don't think that she needs this at all. This has to go to somebody who really needs it, and this has to go to somebody that you can catapult with this briefcase. So now we're down to 3. We've eliminated half the field. We have Io Sky, Zoe Stark, and Zelina Vega. I could really see either of these 3 women picking up the victory, and I wouldn't be mad either way, but the one thing I want is whoever wins this match, I don't want them to cash it in tonight or the next night on Raw or the following Smackdown and really just make this briefcase mean absolutely nothing. It's something that's plagued the men's Money in the Bank ladder match in years prior, years recently, and I think that a woman to win this match needs to hold on to the briefcase for a long time and try to build up a story, and it might be harder because it's the women's divisions and everything like that, and there's never really like a concrete story aside from when Becky Lynch went to challenge and become the man at WrestleMania 35, but I think Io Sky would be a great pick. I think Zoe Stark is a good shock value pick and somebody that I don't think anybody's expecting to win. I would say the smartest pick is probably Zoe Stark from NXT or the call-up from NXT because nobody would be expecting it, and it would give the WWE a chance to build up a future star. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they're going to go with it. I'm going to go with Io Sky. I think she's the most deserving woman in this match to win the briefcase. I think she deserves a long run with the women's title. I think she's one of the most athletic women in the ring, one of the best in-ring performers, and I think she really, really deserves it. I would like to see Zelina Vega win as well, but at the end of the day, I just don't really see her giving her the briefcase, being that she's in the LWO with Mysterio, Santos Escobar, etc., etc., but I am going to go with Io Sky to win the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match tonight, so give me Io Sky to walk out as Mrs. Money in the Bank. Alright, and up next you've got the World Heavyweight Championship match with the reigning defending champion in Seth freaking Rollins defending the title in a callback to SummerSlam 2016 against the leader of the Judgment Day in Finn Balor. This is going to be a great match. This is a very interesting match as well because I feel like there is a chance that Finn Balor defeats Seth Rollins and sends the fans home in a frenzy. I think everybody's expecting Rollins to win this match, retain his World Heavyweight Championship, and go on to the next feud. But I believe there is a scenario where Finn Balor wins this title. And would I be mad at it? Absolutely not. I'm a huge fan of Finn Balor. I've always wanted him to get another run with the World Heavyweight Championship with a world title, whether it was the Universal title or this championship. And sad to say, I don't think they're really treating this World Heavyweight Championship as that important, considering that you have the Universal Champion or the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion in Roman Reigns, and he's kind of running roughshod over the entire landscape of the WWE and has been for multiple years. I feel like they don't take this belt as serious, but I expect this match to be great. I mean, if you go back and watch their Universal title match at SummerSlam 2016, it was a great match, even though Finn Balor got injured. There's a story here. It makes a lot of sense. I think the smart pick is that Seth Rollins retains the World Heavyweight Championship here. And I feel like I probably should go with that, but I'm going to go out of left field here and say that Finn Balor becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. I think the whole entire, storyline with the Judgment Day, with Damian Priest being in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is something we're going to talk about next, I think there's a lot that they can do with a shock win here and a championship win for Finn Balor. I think Rollins as the champion is smart. I think he's a great workhorse. He's a great workhorse and a person to build this title up. But something's telling me that they're going to just shock us all. And maybe I'm wrong and I'm completely crazy here, but I'm going to go with Finn Balor to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion and defeat Seth Rollins in a shocker in London. I just have a feeling that they're gonna pull the curtain out or pull the rug out from under us and really leave us scratching our heads and wondering like, oh my god, and leave us in shock here with Finn Balor becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. So give me Finn Balor to defeat Seth Rollins, becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. And now we get to my personal favorite match on the card, aside from the Bloodline Civil War, which will be the final match we talk about following this. But you have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match with a really solid field, man. This is probably one of the strongest fields in a Money in the Bank ladder match in terms of building up a future star, which is something we talked about earlier, and really the whole reason behind the Money in the Bank, aside from a couple people. But you have LA Knight, yeah! You have Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, Logan Paul, Butch, aka Pete Dunne, the Judgment Day's Damian Priest, and the LWO's Santos Escobar. I could see any single person in this match winning the briefcase except for one, and even though it pains me to say it, I don't see Butch, aka Pete Dunne, from the Brawling Brutes winning the briefcase, just because he had that segment on Smackdown where he unhooked the briefcase and held it up. Everybody who unhooks the briefcase and holds it up prior to the match actually taking place never wins. So, I mean, that's just going off logic and going off math. So, I guess we're down to 5 out of the 6. You've got Logan Paul, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Santos Escobar. I think I'm going to eliminate Ricochet and Logan Paul. I think the smart pick in terms of business and marketing is to have Logan Paul win the Money in the Bank because of everything that he's been doing, because of how good he is in the ring, the match with Roman Reigns, the moment with Ricochet, at the Royal Rumble where they both springboarded off the ropes and knocked into each other. But that's a reason that I'm taking Logan Paul out of this. He was a late addition, which usually means they're probably going to win the match, but I think Logan Paul and Ricochet are going to have a match at SummerSlam because of the Royal Rumble moment, because I feel like there's a feud there and a match there that the fans would love, and I think that's what they're going to build to. I don't see either Ricochet or Logan Paul going into a title match going into SummerSlam next month, so I think you can eliminate Butch, Logan Paul, and Ricochet. So now you're down to the Judgment Day's Damian Priest, Santos Escobar, Shinsuke Nakamura, and LA Knight. I know that the main pick for everybody is going to be LA Knight. Yeah! Because the crowd reactions, man, this guy is so popular. And to be honest, I don't really understand why. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of LA Knight. I'm not saying he's not good on the mic. I'm not saying he doesn't have the quintessential Vince McMahon look. That's what he wants in a top star. But I don't understand why he gets such a huge crowd reaction. Like, he gets a bigger crowd reaction than anybody on the main roster. And it's not even close. Besides Roman Reigns with the boos and stuff. But even then, I feel like LA Knight gets the biggest crowd reaction, and he is the smartest pick to win the Money in the Bank. Even though I don't want him to win, I think in terms of business that he is the smartest pick to win. We talked about the Finn Balor and Seth Rollins match earlier, and this is what I meant when I said we would, touch on it again going into the Money in the Bank. Let's say Damian Priest wins the Money in the Bank, cashes in on the Rollins and Balor match, and helps Balor win the championship, or turns on Balor and becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. I think the smartest pick, or the not even the smartest pick, but I think the best pick in terms of overall storyline, story development, character development is Damian Priest. I think Damian Priest should walk out as Mr. Money in the Bank, take the briefcase, walk out, win the title, and, build up a star. Damian Priest has all the qualities of a star: the mic work, the in-ring work, the look, the charisma. He has everything, and I've always thought that, even seeing him in NXT, because I didn't see much of him when he was Punishment Martinez over in Ring of Honor. I think in PWG as well, but I could be wrong. I know it was mainly a Ring of Honor thing, but I think Damian Priest is the best pick, in my opinion. I think he's the best pick in terms of building up a storyline, because you can have him turn on Finn Balor, you can have him, feud with Balor over the title, and then have some dissension in the Judgment Day with Dominic Mysterio, Balor, and Priest, and I think it would be amazing for Priest to win this match. Shinsuke Nakamura, it would be a shock pick. I don't think it would make a whole lot of sense in the current point, but I'd love to see Nakamura get his first world championship on the main roster in the WWE. I've always been a fan of Nakamura. I would love to see him win, but I feel like everybody's going with LA Knight, and I probably should pick LA Knight to win, but I'm not. I'm going to pick Damian Priest. I think Damian Priest walks out as Mr. Money in the Bank. I love the storyline development, and this could potentially build to him aiding in Finn Balor beating Rollins, him joining in the match in a triple threat and making it just so interesting and intriguing, or even him holding onto the briefcase after winning here and causing some dissension between him and Balor, between him and Dominic Mysterio, and making Damian Priest kind of break away from the Judgment Day and go out on his own. I think there's so much on the table if you give Priest this briefcase, and although it might not be the most popular pick, I'm going to go with Damian Priest. So give me Damian Priest, the member of the Judgment Day, to walk out as Mr. Money in the Bank. All right, in the final match, the Bloodline Civil War, the match everybody has been waiting for probably close to a year. in Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa taking on Jimmy and Jey Uso. Listen, the Usos are going to win this match, and I'm not going to break this down like I have in the whole, Jey Uso video series and Bloodline video series that I have on the channel, but following this match, I will have another video made this upcoming week, so expect another video. But going back on this, all roads point to Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for the title at SummerSlam, and I don't think you get there by Reigns and Solo Sikoa winning, but I also don't think you get there in a full grand scheme of things by having Roman Reigns eat the pin. Roman Reigns should not be being pinned. Even if the Usos beat Solo and Roman here, you don't have Roman Reigns take the pin. There's no point. The only reason you ever have Roman Reigns take a pin is for him to lose his championship. And at this point, that's all you can do. There's no reason for him to eat a pin with no title on the line. Even though this is a big match and a big fight feel, I think all roads lead to double super kicks, double splashes, and a final super kick from Jey Uso on Solo Sikoa to get the 1-2-3 and pick up the victory in the Bloodline Civil War. I think this all points to Roman Reigns and Solo losing, and Jey Uso hitting a super kick on Solo Sikoa and winning, picking up the victory for the Usos. So my pick for this match is going to be Jimmy and Jey Uso to defeat Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline Civil War. But this is going to be a great match. The theatrics, the emotion, the build-up, the tension, the trauma, the drama, everything is in this match. This match is a jambalaya recipe of WWE storytelling, and it's going to come to a crescendo, and this is the first act. This is the first act of the finale, and I think it leads to the Usos beating Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, but with Jey Uso pinning Solo Sikoa to win the match for, the brethren in the Usos. So my pick is Jimmy and Jey to defeat Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and having this lead to Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. So that's what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Usos to defeat Roman and Solo and lead into Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And that's going to be it for my Money in the Bank 2023 predictions that take place in just a few short hours from London, England. Enjoy the show. I hope you enjoyed the picks, and let's get it poppin'.